Okay, I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and start up Act 9. I did realize between parts that I had left left 3 skill points behind that I could pick up from the quest givers, so I went ahead and picked up those 3 skill points. And used that to pick up a bunch more of the block associated skills. So hopefully that'll make the build a little tankier. And we're probably just going to zoom most of the way through Act 9, because there isn't anything we're really expecting in here to slow us down. As the build starts to come together and works well. One thing I kind of see that might be a problem is we're about where we want to be HP-wise for the beginning of the act. So one thing I'll have to be on the watch out for is, are we getting hit points quick enough? So we don't get too squishy. The reason why I'm taking the time to kill rare monsters is because they're one good place for XP, and a good source of HP early on, even off to a medium degree, is more levels. So just being able to level is going to give us more HP. And we are 61 in 61 zone, which is we don't want to fall farther behind, so we do need to actually kill monsters every once in a while. It's easy just to zoom past them all and not kill enough monsters. Because we already have a lot of plus percentile modifiers to life. So every time we level, we should get a decent amount of HP just from leveling. This act does have 2 lesser deities, which defeating, because they're both optional if memory serves, which defeating them gives you 1 skill point each if you go collect them. I should try to remember to collect them this time. I forgot to collect them on the last map, which is why I had 3 skill points to pick up between the acts. down. It's giving us like 3-4% of a level worth of experience, so not completely bad reward. So we need to go trade the Stormblade in, so we can get, I think it's the Bottle of Storm, whatever it is, to go fight the optional boss, which is what we want to do. All of these are not useful for my build. We'll take the Tower Shield, or we'll take the shield, because the shield might be useful.
Well,
be careful.
Probably won't be, but you know, yeah, not enough stats. We just got it from them. We're gonna turn around and say, "Hey,
yes.
buy your shield back."
Be careful.
Block attack or spell block. Let's actually no. The block attack gives me +6 spell block, so we go that side, and there. I don't think we want any more shield masteries. Do we get all the shield masteries we want? Yes, we got all the shield masteries we want. So after we get the last of those shield masteries, we'll probably focus hit points for a while. As we got that bottle, we can now go through here into the Oasis. Fight the Scorpion God. So basically we're looking for, again, we're looking for a boss room door. once we get close enough, it should just sort of show up through the fog of war, so we know when we're close. And again, we don't necessarily have enough hit points for where we want to be for the boss, so leveling up a bit just to get hit points is not a bad idea. That is the boss door. We can see through the fog of war there. As soon as the deal is rare, we'll go straight over to it. Yeah, it is the boss room door. It's the sand pit where the skeleton, or where the scorpion is. Boy, is he loud. That type of move is loud. So here's the scorpion. Poison effect was being very lethal. More lethal than I was expecting. Well, because whatever damage type it was, it's probably bypassing block. In the fight, other than that little bit when I wasn't doing a good enough job of blocking the poison, it's not looking to be going too bad. Go.
Daughter. Rest, my child. Be free from
Waiting for Sin, just to check, see if this is one of the guys we want to swap to. Restoration Poison is very tempting. And you can't get more than 3 poisons on you. Not going to take it right now. In the future, I will probably take it, because that's something that just sounds really good for the build. once I've sorted out putting like bleed immunity or bleed removal on the pots or something. I'm running 2 health pots and I have one that's like bleed removal and the other one's like poison removal, and having another one just makes the, well, one that's like bleed removal, one that's like burning removal or something like that, and then you do the poison resistant god effect on a different one, and that works pretty good as a combo. Now we go into the foothills. We want to go get our... I forget if it's like Basilisk Venom or something, or Basilisk Vial. We need to go face the Basilisk next. We're getting close to the Basilisk because we're seeing lots of enemies that have already been turned to stun. One thing to note, when you do kill the Basilisk, they all turn back to normal. That is something to be aware of. Good old-fashioned patented go around in circles to face the monster. Works reasonably well here. It is a mandatory monster kill, so we do have to kill it. I don't want to... Oh, got myself turned to stone there by accident. Rid of it. All the monsters that were turned to stone turn back to normal. So if you're really squishy coming here, be aware of that, is that you're going to get a bunch of enemies that just spawn in effectively when you kill that boss. Though he's not very bossy, he's not very destructive. One of these guys, I think, will give us the skill point. There we go, for defeating the boss that we defeated a little while ago. So we got a skill point. We're still on the block. Go back to the foothills. And now we want to go through the mine. So basically just follow along the side of the map until we get to the mine. Back, the block down there. My block cap, close to the block cap. Pretty close to the block cap. We're 10 short. I think that was from the shield change. I think the last shield had more block. Oh well. I can potentially fix that later. With a different shield. From here on out, it's probably going to be focusing on getting all the health we need to go into maps. is one last node of damage we can get. That's going to be by a bunch of health nodes, so that's where we're going to head. In the long run. Well, in the mid run at this point. This is another zone with a trial in it. I'm not going to go looking for it because I don't need it, because this is the second character on the server, but if it's your first character on the server and you wanted to go do that trial, I did take for the blue one on the armor, increased area of effect, so effectively it's just giving me bigger range on the ground slams. Bigger area where I'm actually doing damage in the ground slams. And that's the path through the quarries, or the tunnel, so now we're in the quarry. The quarry has the other god we want to fight before we get down to the act boss. I'm going to go down and say hi to Sin, so we can drop off the quest item. One of the side zones here has the powder, the other one has the quest boss. Guessing it's top right, top left today instead of bottom left. One of them, which one is it? Okay, we'll go do the refinery before the boss, because we found the refinery. We found the refinery. Well, the refinery kind of sort of has a boss, but it's not a boss. You get rewarded in being able to progress to the main quest, not passive points. This map, besides the room with the boss, is basically a big circle, big awkward circle. So if you go the wrong way, you're still going to get to the boss eventually. You just might have to take the long way around the circle. So here's the guy we're here to fight and get the item from the room behind him. This is not apparently a particularly hard fight. I've known him to do a decent amount of damage, but apparently he's more physical centric than I thought in the past. This build's now got a decent amount of phys resist, whereas both it and my SRS build are... Whoop! That was definitely lightning, I think. Have both definitely gotten away, gotten killed before. And the squishy build ends up, I think, having a lot less phys resist, so would make sense if he's, a lot of his stuff, up until that big one that just killed me, was mostly biz on this build, because I'm apparently so resistant to it. There he goes. So, a bit disappointed myself for taking the first death, but did manage to take him down without too much problems besides that. Instead of figuring out how to path back to the zone, we're going to take the high guard portal back to the quarry. And we haven't been gone very long, so it hasn't had to respawn the zone yet. Which would make it really easy to find the ED that we're looking for. Is one immunity I have built into the SRS build. The SRS build doesn't take all that corrupting blood damage that I just took. is not all that difficult. I'm going to be a little bit more careful on my positioning with the SRS build. But this build basically doesn't have to care as much about its positioning. It's just not doing quite as high damage. I think the SRS build probably would have been done by now. It had been able to not have to worry about its positioning. There we go, that's that fight. Grab the feather. He's going to give us one more choice of lesser deity we can follow.
You were too beautiful for this ugly world.
Reduced effective shock's not one I'm going to bother with. Okay, so we're going to get the skill point, which we can go by either giving it to the blind man or the woman. Because both of them want to be leader. Basically, we get to pick which one's going to be leader. It doesn't really have an effect other than it changes in voice lines. And then after we do that, we talk to Sin, who will open up the pathway down to the Act Boss. So we grab all those, grab all those. We got those. Did we get all those? We did get all those. Okay, so now it's going to start getting more life. I want a little bit more life immediately, so I'm going to grab these 6s. I'm going to grab that 6, then grab this 6. Just to get the life a bit front-loaded, and then we're going to take the dash down to Path of the Warrior, where there's a bunch of life down here as well. And then look at this, all the life we probably need for early maps.
So
yeah, and you can probably... well, I suppose YouTube can correct me, because they can probably see the inevitable length of the video, but if everything keeps going according to plan, this will probably be one of the shorter acts. Just because the build finally started to come together, and that means more damage. More damage means faster travel through the act. Really? Blocking the whole path. One enemy.
You'll need more than brawn to eat us, brute.
Yeah, so you're gonna be dead. It's time your body caught up. My head still hurts.
Unintended guests.
I really do.
So we don't want to execute you because we get no benefit from that.
Hate myself.
Who must execute?
Yuck! That was vivid. Ah, nobleman's work. Lovely.
Cool winds. Be careful.
And as you can see, I don't necessarily interact very much with that. That does mean... Oh, so there's also a Syndicate in the Axe, so there's only one Syndicate mission on the map. But I don't really interact that much with Syndicate in maps, other than to try not to die. Which is what we successfully did there. Where we want to go? Yes. Okay. Into the Rotting Core. We get to skip most of the Rotting Core, unless you want to go revisit locations from Act 4. Most of the Rotting Core is just rehash of Act 4, as far as the map's concerned. We want to basically head straight to the core, where we're going to get the 3 mini dungeons for each of the mini bosses, and then once you defeat all 3 mini bosses, they fuse into the final boss for the act. I'm gonna go get revenge on the one that gave me the most gumption in Act 4 first. Then the other 2 should be pretty more casual. Vulnerability ore getting in the way. Interesting. Well, it's a new thing that can happen. One of the leagues, they changed it so that the masters, which you should have missions for, couldn't spawn in all the same map. Once they removed their missions, they made it so they could all spawn the same map. Really seeing the tankiness difference between before and now. Between 4 and now. The SRS build would have to like cower during that step because that would shred the SRS build. So this guy was just sort of face tanking it like it was not there. I think that's probably the spell block kicking in. That mini boss. passive. We want more life. The next best life is going to be that one. Matt making funny noises. Okay, with how long it's taking me to kill these guys, we're still on track for like an hour-long act. It just looks like it's going to take the entire hour. For a while I thought it was going to be a little faster than that. Well, it might still be a little faster than that, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be like the 10 minutes faster than I was expecting it's going to be. Oops, someone tries to get me back. Sharonda, there's Sharonda. Yeah, those short invulnerability phases are doing a bunch for her tankiness. There we go. And one more to go. And we just take down Malagara, and we can then face the merged form. These fights are going a little faster than I was actually worried they'd take. Might be done 55 minutes instead of an hour. Dock this in. We'll open up the portal to the boss. Time to take the Act 9 boss down. First phase down. Second phase down. Should come back in one more time. And we should take him out in that next time. Okay, so that is that boss battle. Went reasonably well. Looks like I did the act roughly in 51 minutes. So a little bit faster than the earlier ones. The next act's the particularly short act, unless you need to stop to farm. Let me just move this junk. And then we're going to go ahead and end the act by selling to Orath. So if you're watching on this on YouTube, obviously there'll still be one more part as I go to Act 10, and then there might be a break between that, depending on what my time availability is as I try to level this up in maps to get a good idea of sort of an after-action review report on how well it functions in maps. But I don't foresee it having any real problems with Act 10, it's just whether or not it does maps well. Yep, so this is where we're going to leave off this part. Catch you guys all later. Hope you have a good time.